Okay, top five welterweights of all time. I want to say a couple things. First of all, God bless. Second of all, no Carlos Condit. All right, out of the way. We're all good now. There's a lot of Condit fans that are very angry. I just want to get it out of the way. Anyways, top five welterweights. This is a very important division for me because my favorite fighter of all time, ever, active, retired, whoever is in this division. So I will try not to glaze when we get to him. Anyways, let's jump into it. Number five, Robbie Lawler. I will admit, a bit of a personal pick. I like Robbie Lawler a lot. Robbie Lawler was a teeth cutter. He grew into a champion. He got a lot of character, so I'm a fan. I might be biased, but it's okay. Great fighter, great boxing, good movement. Hands got better and better. He also became a better wrestler, got better kickboxing. He evolved. That's what I like about Robbie Lawler. Former champion, two title defenses. Lawler is fourth in knockdowns, fifth in title fight wins, sixth in fights overall, eighth in significant strikes, and ninth in wins overall. Now, I'm going to explain these cons away, so get ready. 16 losses is quite a bit, but two of them were avenged. So some of them I don't like because of circumstances, but those are the rules. He lost. Some notable losses though, like Nick Diaz, that's in his 10th MMA fight, not horrible. Evan Tanner, former champion, 11th MMA fight. Jake Shields, not a bad, but there's no inexperienced excuse there. Jack Ray, Tim Kennedy, T Wood, RDA, Bad Ice Cream, like those are not. I know it's a weird stoppage, but like those aren't horrible. When he got older, he also got fed like Colby and Neil Magny. You kind of notice a theme here. He kind of got aged out of the competition, so I think that's definitely a big part of all of his losses. We got to take his career with a grain of salt. He kind of got aged out of the competition. He's been around for a while, super long time. Anyways, now I know the Condit fight was a robbery. I know, I get it. I know. Please shut up. I get it. I watched it. I had a 3-2 Condit. I get it. Shut up. Sorry. For the sake of video, we have to treat it like a win on paper. I know. I'm sorry, but please shut up. I get it. I know. I know. I know. Now, Leon, I hate to say it. I hate Leon. I don't like Leon. And Johnny Hendricks, I also am not a huge fan of him. Have solid claims. They have one thing in common. It's cheating. They're both cheaters. And I'll explain why. Like, Leon cheating, huh? What? You might be. You're educated. Hendricks the PEDs. Now, if you say he never failed the test, so it doesn't count, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. You are just an idiot. Go look at his post-USADA decline in his physique, his performance. Circumstantial evidence does put people in prison. They don't just always use it direct. There's circumstantial. There has to be a case. There's a case that he used on steroids. It's a known fact. What do you do with the test? Shut up. Stop. It's a dumb argument. You can literally look at him and you can see, oh yeah, shredded monster, insane, and then fat guy, like that. It's not normal. It doesn't happen. That's not normal. It doesn't happen. He also declined to get tested when he was supposed to get tested. So whatever. Now Leon cheating. Well, look at the first Bilal fight and look at the second Usman fight. 14 fouls. So yeah, he's a cheater. That's why he's not up here. That second win is cheating field doesn't count. Now, some of my beloved wins all time. Rory McDonald, 2 times. Pretty solid. Carlos Condit. I know. Johnny Hendricks. Pretty solid. Matt Brown. Josh Koscheck. Josh Koscheck is good. He aged. His career aged poorly, but he was good. And then Frank Drake, also pretty solid. I think 5 is very open to interpretation, though, but I think Robbie Lawler personally, because title defenses, I just think because of what he was. He stuck around for a long time, fought good guys, had some solid wins. But anyways, Howard Woodley, respectfully, never rap again if you're watching this video, but you can. You have free will, whatever. Also wasn't familiar with the game. I owe you an apology. Anyways, I put good, but it should be great. He was phenomenal in his prime. Oh my goodness. Good wrestler, good boxing, super well rounded, everything he needed. Just they really found a way to showcase it, put it all together all the time, but whatever. Former champion with 4 title defenses in 9 fights total, which is crazy. 4th in title fight wins, 4th in knockdowns landed, and 7th in takedown defense. I think that really encapsulates what Woodley is as a fighter, I would say. Now for the cons, 7 losses, but those losses are Jake Shields in your 13th fight and Roy McDonald in your 16th fight, which isn't horrible. You can give a lesser punishment, especially in the Jake Shields one. Now, Kamaru Usman, Gilbert Burns, and then Colby because of rib injury, and then Luque isn't really horrid. None of them are really like horrid losses. Like, oh, that's so bad on paper. It's not like an Anthony Smith loss. What? Sorry. Anyways, it doesn't always show the whole picture. I feel like the loss. I think there has to be some context into it. Anyways, Wildy was a super flash in the pan type of fighter, though. I mean, he was good until he wasn't. He was there until he wasn't. So makes him hard to rank all the time. You could go 5, could go 4, could go 6, could go 7, could go. I think undoubtedly has to go top 5, but it's really up to you what you value. If you value on longevity or whatever, I think he still easily is undoubtedly top 5. 4, I have him over Lawler just because he was just. We'll get into why. I think it's kind of like Izzy here, where it's a lot of quality over quantity type argument, and he did lose to Usman, but he also absolutely destroyed Lawler in their head-to-head matchup, and you can't say it was like a washed Lawler or anything, So I think 4th is very appropriate given the head-to-head matchup was solid, and they were around the same time. So now the wins all time are Carlos Condit, Calvin Gastelum, Robbie Lawler, Wonder Boy, Damian Maya, and Darren Till, which I know isn't insane, but I think that's pretty good given you're only have 9 wins. I can name a good amount of them. Anyways, number 3, Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes, I'm trying to glaze him. I like him. Great fighter, phenomenal wrestling, good boxing, underrated jiu-jitsu. Already glaze him. I mean, he held his own against like BJ Penn when BJ Penn was the guy. I mean, he was like the first American black belt, right? Yeah, whatever. I put a modern comparison. Who cares? Anyways, two-time champion with 7 title defenses. He's second in title fight wins with 9, third in finishes with 11, fifth in submission wins, sixth in KO, so CKO wins, and seventh in fights total. Now he does have 9 losses, but 2 of them are kind of avenged, like 2-1 split trilogies. I don't know what you want to do with that. So technically, if we scratch off the other losses, let's just move them into a bucket right now. Look at only the 2-1 trilogies. Technically, he's beaten every man he's ever faced, but he also split the trilogy, so I don't really say they're avenged. I'd say they're semi, whatever. However you want to look at it. Also, Dennis Hallman, top 5 welterweight of all time, beat Matt Hughes twice. Anyways, well, not yeah. I put that there. The strength competition is a little weird. I don't want to like Tapology every single fight and list it because I like Matt Hughes, but look into these fights. Joe Giest on Tapology. Joe Giest butchered that. Bruce Nelson, Scott Johnson, Chat Lavender, Steve Gomes, Gil Castillo on his title defenses. And this is the real kicker of it all. This is what I always say. If I want to, you need a quick point to shut up a Matt Hughes fan who thinks he's like top 2 all time. You got to go with when he fought Renat Verasimo, who was 4-0, and Matt Hughes was 36-4. Also, GSP in that first win, GSP was in his 8th MMA fight compared to Matt Hughes, who after was his first title reign. That's not a fair. We cannot say that's fair, and GSP is grossly inexperienced. Wasn't John Jones' 8th MMA fight Andre Gusmao, and Khabib's was some guy that was like 2-7? Like, there's no other MMA fighter that can say in their 8th fight they fought essentially at the time GOAT of the weight class, Hall of Famer and top 3 all time in the weight class in your 8th MMA fight. That's absurd. Now, Loki, he was just really being carried by that insane volume of title defenses. I wanted to address it because I know he's got a super weird legacy, but he stuck around for a while, got a lot of big wins. I think he can't be denied in terms of the top 3. But speaking of those big wins, we have Carlos Newton twice, Sean Cherrick, Frank Trigg, Hoist Gracie, Henzo Gracie, BJ Penn, and I guess GSP counts for something. Also, no Frank Trigg slander. Frank Trigg was a solid win. I think Frank Trigg's in that Gilbert Burns level. He's a very solid guy, so no Frank Trigg slander. Sorry, I had to point that out there. Also, the reason why I didn't mention Matt Serra is because Matt Serra's entire resume, I beat that guy one time. Matt Serra has no other good wins in the UFC. It's actually crazy how overrated Matt Serra is. I like Matt Serra. He's a funny guy, whatever, but he is so grossly overrated. I can't even handle it. He's not in the Hall of Fame. If he's in the Hall of Fame, put Holly Holm in the Hall of Fame. If he's in the Hall of Fame, put Gabriel Gonzaga in the Hall of Fame. Right? It's like that level of fighter. Anyways, Kamaru Usman, Marty Fake Nussman. That's my Conor impression. I know it's terrible. Great fighter, great wrestling, good boxing, Muay Thai also. Has whatever grammar you want to use. Great cardio, pushes a good pace. Well-rounded physical attributes also to back it up. Former champ with 5 title defenses, hold the longest win streak at 15, which is kind of crazy. Second in significant strikes, third in both title fight wins and total strikes, fourth takedowns landed, and fifth in wins. And for the cons, he has 4 losses, so one of them is his second MMA fight, so who really cares? Other than like the casuals who think Khabib's 29-0 is a legit 29-0. It's not at all, not even close. Sorry, it's totally a fake record. It's absurdly fake. I can't even. Not Khabib video. Shut up. How many times have I cited Khabib in this video already? Like 3, 4. Anyways, St. Leon fight also rough. Leon was just blatantly cheating. I don't really knock him for that one. And then again, sorry, it was 14. I had 13. Is my notes. 13 fouls in one fight is absolutely crazy. There are more point deductions to be a draw. I think one of the judges had it 47-47 either way, so super close fight. And then the cheating also to make it even closer. And then the other thing, the loss against Hamza. I had him 1 point up on my scorecard, but either way, 1 point down on a short notice fight up a weight class is not a knock at all. That's just a dumb argument if anyone ever used that argument. The real con of it all is recency bias. I think we kind of forgot that Usman was like an animal, bro. Usman was different, and then he got head kicked into the shadow realm. I wouldn't say he's still in his prime, and I think he might win the belt back given his age. I mean, unless he's actually on that special sauce. I know I got some flack for accusing Merab, so I don't want to go around accusing everybody of steroids, but like there's been heavy suspicion forever, and he's never out of shape. Insane cardio, insane traps, insane pecs. Everything is insane about him, and he's never out of shape ever. I have to look at him in his regional fights as well because it could just be in the African genetics. That was so racist unintentionally. I'm actually sorry. I don't know why I said that, but are stereotypes true? So if a stereotype is true, is it racist? Also, does that have a positive connotation saying that black people are better athletes than white people? Isn't that a positive stereotype? How's that a bad? Whatever. Who cares? Sorry, I'm trying not to be racist, but what else do I got here? Oh yeah, the resume. I think Usman's resume is confusing. It really depends on how you view some of the competition. Jorge Masvidal is a big one. Like for me, he's a journeyman who just got hot at the right time. Some people think he's legitimately very good. Gilbert Burns, also, I think Gilbert Burns is actually pretty good, but some people think he's a resume building corpse. So his resume is all about how you kind of view it, and I kind of be as unbiased as possible in these videos. That's why I put Usman here too. But if you don't like his resume, he can slot back down to 3. I don't agree with you. I don't think that's right, but he can, and I wouldn't like riot. It's not like making him outside the top 5. Outside of the top 3 is riot. Outside of the top 5 is riot. Anyways, he got some good wins, man. So Damian Maia, pretty solid. RDA, T Wood, Colby Covington twice, Jorge Masvidal twice, Gilbert Burns, and I guess we can count the first Leon win and the Strickland win. I guess, if you want to, those are up to you. But I think without them, he still has a pretty solid resume. Obviously, the GOAT, guys. I mean, Carlos Prates. Like, this is the favorite fighter I was talking about. He drinks, he smokes, he has crazy KO wins, and he beat the guy with the most wins in the division. So, like, a new rule that just came in, actually, is he inherited those wins. And another Khabib slander. Khabib's now mid because all his opponents sucked. He's, like, barely inheriting any wins. So now Khabib kind of sucks. It's like Elo in chess. It kind of sucks now. Like, come on, guys, it's obvious. I mean, I know people say he's not a champion, whatever, who cares? Always like 6 losses, never happened in the UFC, doesn't happen at all. That's how it works. Casual mindset, guys. Lock in. Didn't actually inherit all those wins and the whole rule is fake. I don't know what you've been really looking at because I saw ESPN report this is a new rule. So Carlos Prates is now 43-0, undefeated. Like, come on, guys. 43 knockouts. Like, he's the greatest fighter in welterweight history. I think Chael Sonnen is the only guy that could actually beat him. You know what I mean? Anyways, thanks for watching. God bless. I hate you, Matt Serra. No offense. I think you're annoying. I fake that whole thing. I'm kidding. I was kidding about the Carlos Condit and Matt Serra thing. You're actually really funny. Let's get into the real welterweight GOAT, my favorite fighter, inspiration of mine. I'll try to keep the glazing to a minimum, but if this video ends up being 10 minutes longer, you will know why. GSP, 2-time welterweight champion with 9 title defenses, has the most title fight wins in welterweight, 12. Most takedowns landed, second in both wins and win streak. Second in total strikes landed. 5th in significant strikes landed. Now his cons, 2 losses, but he avenged both of them. Oh, he tapped the strikes. Shut up. So did Matt Serra. Matt Serra got beat worse. I don't care. Hot take. Matt Serra got beat worse. He was a wrestler, got ground and pounded. Shut up. Matt Serra got beat worse. Hot take. Whatever. Anyway, Matt Serra literally was like shaking his head. Matt Serra quit worse. Hot take. Anyways, other one he's facing a future Hall of Famer who came off his title reign in his 8th MMA fight. 9th. I can't tell. The old records are all messed up. We'll get into another one. The light heavyweights. We'll talk about Rashad's record is all messed up. Anyways, the real cons that real men use. Johnny Hendricks. I had it like 3-2, 4-1 Hendricks. I watched Hendricks. I think Hendricks won that fight. Now I can see why they scored a GSP. I think it partly had to do with somewhat of his ring generalship because the early rounds he looked like he could have won them. You know what I mean? He's also GSP, so a little bit of bias as well. And GSP was pushing forward a little bit. Hendricks kind of on the back foot sometimes, and Hendricks was pressing him against the cage. And I know it's all controversial. Also, the famous picture of him after the Johnny Hendricks beatdown is actually him after Nick Diaz, not him after Johnny Hendricks. He can get beat as bad damage wise, so it's not a really good argument. Real argument is just Hendricks had control and really more generalship the whole entire time. But again, if we knock GSP for the Hendricks fight, then John Jones has to get knocked for Reyes, undoubtedly, and Gustafsson. Khabib lost to Tebow in that regard. Pretty much all the GOATs, Volk has some too. There's against Holloway in the second fight. There's some robbery wins, man. It's just a natural thing that happens when you're great. You're going to get into close fights with good fighters. Now, Greasegate happened. I don't really know how to address Greasegate because how can I put this nicely? We've seen what BJ Penn looks like now. I know that obviously he greased, but I also think it was quite insignificant, especially when you lost twice. Either way, you got knocked out. I know the first one was kind of controversial, but I had GSP winning it, watching the fight, to be honest. So call it bias, call it whatever you want, but I did have him winning it. So Nick Diaz all-time wins, or not Nick. Oh, we couldn't do Nick Diaz all-time wins if we wanted to, but GSP's all-time wins in reverse order, starting with Nick Diaz, Carlos Condit, Jake Shields, Josh Koscheck twice. Jaguar Alves was good, man. He beat Matt Hughes. That's good. BJ Penn, Matt Hughes twice, Sean Sherrick. Why didn't I put Frank Trigg on there? Frank Trigg's on there. Mayhem Miller's also on there. Mayhem Miller's on my all-time. He's a cool dude. I feel like there's another one I'm missing. That's pretty big. Even though I'm supposed to have all this research, but I think everybody knows GSP is a welterweight GOAT. Everyone knows this is like a pretty common fact. If you don't say so, you're kind of crazy. Anyways, this is the real ending now. I like the picture right away of Matt and GSP together. Thanks for watching, y'all, and God bless.